In the quiet village of Kakuda, nestled in the heart of a dense forest, there existed an ancient legend. The villagers spoke in hushed tones about a curse that plagued the town, a curse tied to an abandoned house on the outskirts. The house had been empty for decades, ever since its last inhabitants had vanished without a trace. One rainy evening, a group of friends decided to explore the old Kakuda house. They were drawn by the thrill of uncovering the truth behind the eerie stories. There was Akira, the leader with a fearless spirit, Yumi, the skeptic, Kenji, who loved a good scare, and Haru, who reluctantly joined due to peer pressure. They arrived at the house just as the sun was setting, casting long shadows over the dilapidated structure. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and rotting wood. Despite the growing sense of unease, Akira pushed open the creaky door, and the group stepped inside. The interior was dark and musty, with cobwebs hanging from the corners and broken furniture scattered across the floor. As they explored, Yumi scoffed at the tales of hauntings, but even she couldn't deny the chill that seemed to permeate the air. In the living room, they found an old photograph of the family who had once lived there. The faces were blurred and distorted, adding to the unsettling atmosphere. Haru, feeling increasingly uncomfortable, suggested they leave, but Akira insisted they continue. They moved to the basement where the true horror awaited. The basement was cold and damp, with a single flickering light bulb casting eerie shadows on the walls. In the center of the room was a large wooden crate. Curiosity getting the better of him, Kenji pried it open. Inside, they found old, yellowed papers covered in strange symbols and an ancient rusted key. As Akira picked up the key, the room grew colder, and a low, whispering sound filled the air. The whispers seemed to come from the walls themselves, growing louder and more insistent. "Leave. Now," they hissed. The friends, now thoroughly frightened, decided to leave, but the door to the basement slammed shut, trapping them inside. Panic set in as they frantically tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. The whispers grew louder, transforming into anguished wails. The temperature continued to drop, and their breath became visible in the frigid air. In a desperate attempt to escape, Akira used the rusty key on a small, hidden door they hadn't noticed before. It creaked open, revealing a narrow passageway. With no other options, they squeezed through the passage, only to find themselves in a small, candlelit room. In the center of the room was an altar, upon which lay a dusty old book bound in human skin. The whispers intensified, filling their minds with terrifying visions of the house's dark history. They saw the former inhabitants, victims of a malevolent spirit that had claimed their souls. Realizing the book was the source of the curse, Akira tried to destroy it, but as soon as he touched it, the candles flickered out, plunging them into darkness. The spirit, awakened by their presence, began to materialize, its ghastly form emerging from the shadows. One by one, the friends were enveloped by the darkness, their screams echoing through the house. Akira was the last to fall, his final sight being the spirit's hollow eyes staring into his soul. The next morning, the villagers found the house eerily silent. The friends were never seen again, and the legend of Kakuda's curse grew stronger. The abandoned house remained, a grim reminder of the fate that awaited those who dared to disturb its slumber. To this day, the villagers of Kakuda warn outsiders to stay away from the cursed house, for the malevolent spirit within still hungers for souls, and the whispers in the darkness are ever waiting to claim new victims.